Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. Hold on for a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Your boy is back. I do want to say that before we get started, you know what I mean? There's some drama going on here. Shout out to everybody that looked at the video that I did prior to this one, chest choking. When you see that video, you will understand why your boy made the intro. I'm sorry, chest. But without further ado, we are still in 2025. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got to be a little petty. It is what it is. So y'all know what it is. Get mad, get mad, get mad, get mad. Bad news told everything. Wait a minute. He did. 100% accuracy. Officer T. Ward knows. He told everything. Wait a minute. Cheese in the chat, please. Cheese up in this chat. Gorgonzola. Mozzarella. Everything. Clone owes knowledge of foot. I do want to put that out there. Shout out to Knowledge of God. Shout out to Clone for telling on all those people. Shout out to Clone. He owes knowledge of foot. Clone said to them detectives, what do I have to say to go home? Thug life. He did not have any McDonald's or anything like that. And Clone volunteered a lot of information. Shout out to Clone for the snitching. It is what it is. Get mad. He owes knowledge of foot. Tried to skate out of battle rap, saying that people are telling on him in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Shout out to him. Bad news. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Get mad. You know what I mean? Bad news. Hopped up out of that hospital bed, ran down that hallway and saw Officer T. Ward and said, wait! Turn that body cam off and hand me that binder. Officer T. Ward obliged. Handed bad news. That binder, bad news. Opened up that binder. Saw that list of suspects in those photos. And he pointed out number 4. He did Thug Life. Shout out to Bad News for telling everything. You know what I'm saying? He actually did a 15 Minutes of Fame interview trying to say, you know, black people are crabs in the bucket. It's what he tried to say. Tried to blame us for him tattletelling. Shout out to Bad News. Round of applause for Bad News. Yeah, he's gonna get this smoke. Another thing, rocks in the chat, please. Can we get some rocks in the chat? For 40 bars, shout out to 40 bars, no diss. You know what I'm saying? 40 has been stealing from the battle rap community for years, showing up with nothing but a phone and leopard print. Shout out to 40, no diss. You know what I'm saying? She feels like, I guess. You know what I mean? I look good. They will deal with me having no material. She has been doing this for years, and shout out to her. No diss. She has been stealing from battle rap community for years. Nobody said anything. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Rocks in the chat for Clean, please. Can we get some rocks in the chat for Clean Paper? Shout out to Clean Paper. Clean has been stealing from the battle rap community for years now. Running off with deposits. Another battler doing that. I'm thinking about adding to the intro. Yeah, so he has been stealing from the battle rap community for years, getting away with it, not showing up for battles, and when he shows up to battles, he's choking. You know what I mean? He's got an excuse. Life gets so real, I can't do my obligations. Shout out to Clean Paper with the many excuses. Shout out to him. Can we also get some boxing gloves in the chat, please? Can we get some boxing gloves in the chat? Shout out to Official. Official has let it be known Don't talk crazy. And I will watch that Eliza versus Official. Shout out to Official. Official lets it be known. Don't talk crazy about people I love in a battle, or you can get the binks. Boom, boom, bow, bing, boom, bow, bing. She hit her with a bicycle kick. She did. So you see. Luke Kane did say that. Shout out to Luke Kane. Shout out to Official, letting it be known New Orleans don't play that. Coffee in the chat, please. Can we get some coffee in the chat? Shout out to Coffee Brown. Coffee Brown has done a dedicated snitch blog on everybody. Shout out to Coffee Brown. Get some some coffee emojis. Coffee Brown got that email. Shout out to them email cease and desist people. John's one of them. Shout out to all of these people. They sent her some sort of legal something. I don't know what it is. Coffee Brown went live on Instagram and did a dedicated snitch blog. You know what I'm saying? Telling on everybody that was on that that live. She said, wait, I will tell you everybody that's on that live. Polo, Angry Fan, PIPERBOY Williams, and Official. She did. Shout out to her. And then she went with Geechee Gotti. Shout out to Geechee Gotti. It's not going to Gotti or nothing. But Geechee Gotti was battling Shotty Whore. She went over there, got on stage with him. And I guess we're supposed to forget about the snitching. I don't know. Shout out to her. Very good distraction. Shout out to Coffee Brown. Can we get some ghosts in the chat? I'm sorry, this intro's probably going to be about 12 minutes. And this is for the intro, people. Yeah, ghosts in the chat for everybody that is using them ghostwriters. Say some names in the chat if you don't mind. Let's air these people out. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Using ghostwriters and everything like that. What are we forgetting? John stole everything. I'm just joking. Kind of allegedly. John has made the intro. No diss to John. You know what I'm saying? John, I think his battles are about to start popping up on somebody's channel. I don't know. Shout out to John the Don. John crashed out, what was it, last week? And it was very entertaining. He tried to stop the Cassidy versus Eazy the Block Captain battle. Shout out to John the Don for crashing out. We always appreciate a good crash out. Can we get some baby bottles and throw up emojis in the chat, please? Thug Life Chess, can we get some throw up emojis in the chat? Chess has made the intro. Shout out to Chess for the throwing up. Can we get some baby bottles in the chat, please? Shout out to Chess. Chess can't make it through 3 rounds in a battle without gurgling. Pause. Chess be looking back like, ain't y'all about to burp me? They be holding his water. They be forgetting to pat him on the back. Chess has been throwing up on stage for years now, and we tired of it. Chess has even created ways to try to rebuttal his throw-ups. You know what I'm saying? Being very clever with it. I don't know if you're ever thinking about doing a drive-by with Chess, make sure you got some KO Pectate, because Chess. Shout out to Chess. He's been throwing up for years. They've been making excuses for him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chess. Will be forever remembered as the throw-up artist. No diss. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Everybody get mad. Get mad. Y'all know y'all gonna get mad. Get mad. Shout out to Surf. Blue hearts in the chat, please. Can we get some blue hearts in the chat? Waves in the chat. Can we get all of that? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Surf stood in front of that judge with Mr. Whipple. This is like after he told Mr. Whipple, I don't want nothing to do with them rolling 60s. I am done with this life. I can't do it no more. I am done with this. Get this over with as quickly as possible. Surf went in front of that judge with Mr. Whipple, and he was asked a series of questions. I think they're snitch questions, but people are making different different type of rules for this. They asked Sue Surf, hey, when you were going across state lines with that product with members and associates, was it in furtherance to the gang? Were you going across state lines with members and associates? Surf said, yes, ma'am. Shout out to Surf. They also asked Surf if he was one of the leaders of the organization. He said, yes, ma'am. Shout out to Surf. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Waves in the chat. Yes, ma'ams in the chat. Let's get this chat rolling. Also, if you've got any hype points, you know what I'm saying, hit the like button. Also, don't forget, you get 3 hype points a week. Give your boy one of them hype points. It is what it is. So shout out to Surf, giving them those people the overt acts. Everybody's charged with racketeering, and he is giving away them overt acts on his co-defendant. Shout out to Surf, no diss. Maybe he'll get out, bomb on everybody, pop some addies, get in his faces, and people will forget. I don't know. Shout out to Surf, no diss. Everybody snitches. Sometimes it is what it is. Let me know who else I have forgotten. Can we get some black gloves in the chat for Jay Mills? Shout out to Jay Mills. It is what it is. Black gloves in the chat. Jay Mills has been on a tear in battle rap. You know what I mean? He has been, you know, kind of showing levels what's been going on with this music situation. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jay Mills not playing. We do want to do that. Put some black gloves in the chat for Jay Mills. Shout out to him. He's not responding to goods today. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting to see if he's going to drop a song. I know it's like, what is it, Veterans Day? You got a situation to where the, you know what I mean, Max B is out. I kind of do want to talk about a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Maybe in a different blog, we'll see. I don't know if I'll do it on this channel. Shout out to Max B for being out. You know what I'm saying? But Jay Mills, he basically is showing like Good's comment section and kind of clowning him a little bit about what he dropped. I do feel like Good's second song was better than the first. You know what I mean? So shout out to Goods for dropping that. I want to hear more. Hopefully Jay Mills drops something, but shout out to them. Also, I do want to say this. Eazy the Block Captain versus Cassidy Faceoff. Did y'all see that? Shout out to Eazy the Block Captain and Cassidy. What did y'all think in the comment section below about this face-off? I feel like it kind of went like I thought it would go. I didn't think it would get this crazy now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. I didn't think it would get this crazy. Because I did, let me see. Let me make sure. I don't want to, I told Cassie I heard he went crazy in the face-off. You know what I'm saying? And then me and him kind of talked about, you know, the face-off a little bit, like before he even like did the face-off. You know, he's kind of let me know he's gonna keep the face-off lit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. Let me make sure before I say that. Oh no, I just asked him who won the face-off, Eazy, and Eazy kept it real. Like what he's saying in the messages is kind of indicative of what we're seeing, like with the face-off. You know what I'm saying? You know, he kind of was trying to go toe-to-toe with Cassidy, but you know, he's admitting that, you know, it kind of, you know, at the end didn't really go like his way. As far as the face-off, I do want to say this. Who was telling the most truths in this face-off? You know what I'm saying? I want to ask y'all this. One thing I do want to say, Cassidy has revealed something that people have been wanting to know about for decades. You know what I mean? And let me see if I can show y'all this. Because he was trying to say that he knew Remy Ma before Eazy the Block Captain. Let me see if I can go to this real quick. All right. And he's basically said, because Remy Ma was wearing like the free Cassidy shirts and all that. Well, there's like Papoose. Shout out to Papoose, right? Remember when Papoose, and there was supposed to be an issue with Papoose and Fat Joe, right? And a lot of people speculated it. Man, it was about Remy, maybe, you know, whatever. It was a lot of speculation with that. And some people were saying, oh, it never really happened like that or whatever. So what was being told, some people were telling two different stories, right? Some people were saying that Fat Joe, this is just one story. Some people saying Fat Joe went into the room where Papoose was and punked him out. I'm just saying that that's the one story, right? Some people saying Cassidy set Papoose up to go to the room, you know what I'm saying? Cassidy never really said anything about it. He always kept it solid of what happened between Fat Joe and Papoose. Papoose has a recollection of the events that he caught Fat Joe with a 2-piece. Boop, bop! Shout out to Papoose. That is his recollection, you know. And he was asked about this, you know, and people are kind of like indecisive. Did this situation actually happen? If it happened, you know, who won that? Cassie actually verified that there was an issue, like with the hotel room. You know what I mean? The whole Papoose and Fat Joe situation. So it happened, right? Now, I got a video of Papoose kind of talking about this a little bit. Let me see if I can play this for y'all.
Non-bodyguards. Anybody who knows.
Hold on. Let me see if it'll play. Let me go to my settings real quick, cause we gotta listen to this, gang. Like this is kind of crazy. Here you go.
This dude and non-bodyguards. Anybody who knows this dude and me and 2 of my dudes in the room. Next thing I know, this dude come busting in the room with like 9 bodyguards. Anybody who knows this dude know he walk around with off-duty cops. You know what I'm saying? He walk around with bodyguards.
Papoose is talking about Fat Joe.
They come in the room, right? I'm sitting on the couch. This dude is up in my face. Yo, you got a problem with me? You got a problem with me? I'm like, yo, this kid can't be serious. I stands up now. So when I stand up, I'm like, yo, do you want it to be a problem? You know what I'm saying? I said, do you have a problem with me? He said, yeah. When he said, yeah, Ms. Jones, I went dead in his mouth. I had no choice to go but to go in his mouth. This dude got 9 bodyguards with him. I went dead in his mouth. When I went in his mouth, his whole entourage rushed me. You know what I'm saying? When they rushed me, I still was getting it on with all of them. And the process of me whooping their ass, yeah, my watch fell off my hand. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to her. Anybody know that. But watch is the easiest thing to come off. You know what I'm saying? But the story hit the internet.
Yo, Papoose about that life. Yo, hey, Fat Joe tried to corner him. What, like all his bodyguards that allegedly is like police type people, and Pat caught Fat Joe with a couple paps. Boop, bow! Shout out to Papoose standing firm. Shout out to him.
Then he got to run around and save face and ask any one of his bodyguards that was there. I told Fat Joe. I told him in his face. I said, listen, man. Me and you, one-on-one. All your bodyguards and my 2 dudes leave the room, lock the door, let's go one-on-one. He refused to do that. You know what I'm saying? The story.
Is that true, Fat Joe? Like, you refused to have a one-on-one fade with him?
Here's the internet. Now you want to save face and talk reckless. Like, come on, son. This dude is crazy.
So did Cassidy set you up?
You heard the story, Miss Jones. You tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she said that Cassidy set you up. Said, you heard the story, Miss Jones. What do you think?
Cassidy
this
set you up.
This dude got an album coming out, so he got to run around and try to save face. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Fat Joe or whatever your name is, I 2-pieced you, man. That's it.
What did Cassidy say after all of this happened? Whose side was he on?
I mean, everybody was playing like they don't know what happened, man. You know what I mean? But Cassidy entourage, somebody in Cassidy entourage is the one who put the story out there. The original, look at the original story that hit the net. And what I don't understand, Ms. Jones, is that 50 Cent did Fat Joe about 4 years ago. Nothing happened yet. You claiming that 50 Cent walk around with police, this is the reason. But you walk around with police. Your bodyguards are so tall, you can't even see Fat Joe when he walking with them dudes, man. Like, you can't be serious.
It said, what is the deal between them? There are rumors and snippets online suggesting a physical scuffle or confrontation between Papoose and Fat Joe, but the narrative is murky and unverified. And then I'm looking at Chat GPT about this because I've been trying to figure out what is going on with that, man. I've been, you know how you go, the hip hop, you know what I'm saying? You're kind of looking at everything, but this is crazy, bro. So Cassidy verified that, you know, because he's basically saying like, yo, you know, he kept it solid, and that's one of the reasons like why Remy was like, you know, when he freed Cassidy, like he basically saying that he knew Remy before Eazy. I don't know, but that is crazy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Cassidy. Did you set Papoose up? Let us know. Thug Life, Cassidy. You know I just talk crazy. I don't know if that's true or not. But Cassidy did say him and Papoose spoke after the Eazy confrontation. He said this in the Faceoff. You know what I'm saying? So obviously they are cool. You know, shout out to them. As far as the Faceoff, what it looked like to me, it seems like Cassidy, you know, it was a one-sided Faceoff. It was. The thing is, like, Cassidy really honed in on Eazy the Block Captain not being from Philly. I think he was trying to kind of strip that away from him before the battle hits. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to get it in everybody's mind that he's not from Philly. I thought that was very interesting how he played it. You know, he talked about that. He said that he ghost wrote for Eazy the Block Captain. You know, Eazy was saying Cap, you know what I mean, during the face-off and all that. But he said, like, yo, like, you don't know how to write hooks. You know, when did you ever, like, write hooks? Like, you don't know how to write hooks. Like, you know what I mean? Basically, you know, you were a fan of me and I told you what to say. You know what I mean? And then I got on a track with you after I told you what to say, and I beat you on the track that we were on, like, after I told you what to say on the track. Like, yo, he was wilding, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's true or not. Eazy the Block Captain was saying, to be fair, he was saying Cap. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know what I mean? But this is what Cassidy is saying. You know what I mean? Cassidy did say a lot. I don't know. What do y'all think? Cassidy said something to Eazy, which was crazy, because he kept bringing it back to Papoose, and Eazy was talking to Cassidy, and he was like hitting the table, and and Cassidy was like, "Why you hitting the table? Like, why you ain't do that with Papoose? Like, why?" Cassidy was wilding out. Not gonna lie, he was wilding. You know, he was asking him why he didn't get back with Papoose. He was saying, like, yo, you were lying to the public about what happened. He was like, yo, why were you lying? Like, why did you go offline for, like, mad long? You know, like, he was wilding, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I knew the face-off would get a little crazy. I didn't think it would get like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Eazy had some points. What was Eazy's point? Shout out to the chat. What was Eazy's points? Eazy was basically saying, like, you know what I mean? You keep mentioning Remy, stay off of her Johnson type of things. And, you know, he was basically saying that Cass is trash. He had to vouch for Cassidy in battle rap and was telling people Cassidy's not really that good. He was saying that Cassidy lost all his battles, like, since he's been back, you know what I mean? And that's when Cassidy kind of just got up and left. He was like, yo, you even said, like, I beat Disaster. Like, what did you talking about? And then he got up and he started getting ready to leave. Cassidy did throw a shot at Hurricane Dew. Shout out to Hurricane Dew. She went crazy in a battle recently. You know what I mean? She smoked somebody. Shout out to Hurricane Dew, but she caught a stray. Cassidy was like, I'm not Hurricane Dew. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it was a bunch of BAN words. If y'all know what that means, it was a lot of that in the battle. I mean, in the face-off. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, it feels like to me. How would y'all have played it if you was Eazy the Block Captain in a face-off like that? I think I would probably. I mean, you kind of want to win the face-off. But it's like Cassidy was very smart with how he was kind of like irritating Eazy, because he got Eazy to the point Eazy was screaming, yelling, sweating. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk. You not gonna let me talk? Let me talk. You capping, y'all ain't capping. Let him talk. Let me put my Ray-Bans on. Let me record him. Let me talk. Like, Eazy was mad. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't know, man. Like it was a one-sided face-off. It was. But Eazy did have some points. He was just like, yo, like you live in Atlanta. Like, you've been in Atlanta half your life. You from Atlanta. But to be real, like, if Cassie moved out of Atlanta after he was 21 years old, then he spent, like, you know what I'm saying, like his youth and his, you know what I'm saying, until his coming of age or whatever, you know, until 21 moving out or whatever, he's still from Philly. You know, Eazy did say that somebody ran Cassidy out of Philly. You know, so I'm interested to know a little bit about that. I don't know if he's going to talk about this in a battle. That would be interesting. He did bring up Gilly, you know, the issues that Cassidy had with Gilly, you know, and I don't know. It was a very, very interesting. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, man. I think Cassidy got the face off. The face off, right? Is a face-off, right? So one thing is, a lot of people say, oh, well, the face-off is just that, right? It's not the battle. I even say this, it's not the battle, right? You're not gonna, just because somebody wins the face-off doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna win the battle. But the face-off is important in a lot of different aspects because you can kind of try to deflate what a person's gonna say. You know what I mean? You can correct a lot of narratives. You can kind of sway the audience in your direction. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting, like how everything played out in the face-off. Now, battle-wise, what do I think gonna happen in the battle? You know what I'm saying? Like you never know. You never know. But I think Eazy would probably, you know, from skill set wise, like what's been going on, I think he would probably win the battle. But you don't know. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. You know what I mean? And you gotta kind of keep an open mind about what is possible. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Eazy the Block Captain and Cassidy. I mean, if I had to put money on it, obviously I'm going to go Eazy winning the battle. You know, but the face-off, I think Cassidy got the face-off. You know what I'm saying? It was very interesting. Like, at a certain point, like, I don't know, if y'all was watching it, I mean, spit was fine. It was talking crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know, bruh. I don't know. What's his name? Jay Black, he couldn't get a word in edgewise. You know what I'm saying? They was just going. And I think he got a little criticism about that in the comments I seen. But I will say, bro, I think he did a really good job. If they are already going back and forth, right? And they're already at each other's necks, right? Talking crazy, yelling at each other, screaming. Don't get in the way of that happening. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why anybody would want to get in the way of that. So I think Jay Black did a very good job from staying out of the way and letting them go at it. And with Cassidy being as articulate as he is, you know what I mean, charismatic as he is, you know, and type A that he is, he dominated a lot of the discussion. Now, I will give Eazy the Block Captain credit. You going up against somebody like Cassidy, which I think as of now is the king of face-offs. I don't think anybody is better than Cassidy in a face-off. It is what it is. Pause whatever you want to say. Name's PIPERBOY ones can't pause nothing. You know what I mean? But the face-off before the battle, I think Cassidy is kind of unmatched with that. So you going into kind of a situation where, you know what I mean, he's gonna normally dominate in the face-off. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you take points away from Eazy from that? Nah, because you kind of know what's going to happen. Now, the raps is what matters. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want to sell the face off. You're getting paid to beat her, and both of these guys getting a lot of money, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of want to sell it. I think they did a really good job of selling the face off. Because before, I was a little bit indecisive about the battle. I'm like, really care about it all like that. You know what I'm saying? People weren't even really talking about it. They was talking about J Mills, DNA, J Mills, goods, what's going to happen with that. It wasn't until like clips of the face-off started surfacing. You know what I mean? I think 15 Minutes of Fame was one of the first ones to drop, you know, clips of it. And then I seen some floating around from Hip Hop Is Real. Then they ended up, Cassidy sent me the face-off, right? Shout out to Cassidy. He sent me the link for the face-off. And I clicked the link, and then it was like they were getting ready to do it. You know what I mean? Like you know how it's like queued for the time or whatever? You know, and I watched it, and the face-off was lit, bro. That was a very, very lit face-off. I think everybody needs to watch it. You know what I mean? But as far as I think Cassidy said he's going to talk about everything. I don't know what that is. You know, we'll see what the battle. He ain't tell me exactly what he's going to talk about, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll kind of talk to him about different things. But he, you know, nothing's off the table, but he kind of seems like he wants to rap. You know, so I don't know. You know what I mean? But he said he's going to talk about everything. We'll see as time goes on what's going to happen with that. But I'm excited. But I kind of want to show up to that. Bad news if you're looking for me. I kind of want to go to that one, man, because this battle is probably going to be lit. Shout out to Eazy the Block Captain. He put out a post, right? Recently. It's a battle event that he's got going on, it looks like. Shout out to him. He's going to have King versus Av, right? B Magic versus Dre Majesty, Prep versus Riggs, Knox versus Ace Amin, Piper versus Prez Mafia, Payne versus Lee, and Dre Dennis versus BMB, The Don, and Crush versus Prophet. This is going to be going on December 7th. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing this is the day after. Yo, Av versus King might be crazy, you know. Now I'm thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? That might be kind of crazy. Riggs versus Prep might be a good one. You know, but as far as that's going to be going on the next day, shout out to Eazy and that. But as far as the face-off, bro, it's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to unpack. You know, when, what's his name? When Cassidy, shout out to Cassidy, he was talking about Papoose, bro. I've never seen somebody like address that situation around Eazy like that. You know what I mean? So he was very direct, you know, about that whole situation. And I thought it was very, very interesting to see Eazy's reaction during all of that. You know what I mean? But Eazy's basically saying like, yo, you keep talking about that. If you mention Papoose one more time, you in love with that man and all. I don't know. It was crazy, bruh. That's a crazy situation. And I don't want to go into everything Cassidy was saying. Cassidy was wildin'. I'm not going to lie. He was wildin'. I thought like when Cassidy finally got up and then they kind of, you know, met up like in front of the cameras. They started yelling at each other and everything. I thought Eazy was going to swing. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Eazy, Cassidy, or one of them. I thought they was about to swing, gang. You know what I'm saying? Boop, bop, bing. I thought it was about to go down. Because what did Eazy say to him? He was like, you not scary. You not scary. You know how Eazy be talking. You not scary. Eazy was talking reckless. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Cassidy just picking. Yo, was this like the best face-off ever? Hold up. Another thing that was crazy about the face-off, like after the face-off had wrapped up, right? Then they did interviews after the face-off. I thought that was lit the way they did it, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was fire. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for the face-off. As far as the battle, I will be watching it. You know what I mean? And I will say, it's kind of like I said earlier, it's difficult to win a face-off against Cassidy. You also got to think Cassidy's like older. You know what I'm saying? So he knows how to like press people's buttons to get people triggered. You know what I'm saying? Cassidy was like, yo, you ain't never slide nothing. You ain't never did nothing. Like he was talking reckless. Cassidy was like, everybody who you all around you know me. He was wilding now. I'm not going to lie. He was wilding. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I mean? Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. I will be interested to see if they did interviews after, you know, because I seen 15 Minutes of Fame there. Hip Hop is Real was there. I would like to see more interviews and more thoughts about the battle. You know what I mean? From different battlers, anybody that was there. You know, I think it's dope. You know what I mean? I think this is probably going to end up being worth it. We'll see, you know, in terms of promo-wise, if they can keep this up. And, you know, Eazy's got a channel, mad subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we'll end up seeing what happens with that. Shout out to, and you got to know this. Y'all know everybody is paying. When Cassie's on the card, they looking, bro. Everybody paying attention. People that don't normally, I mean, I could show people that don't normally be texting about like kind of battle rap stuff that's like industry people like hitting me up, like asking like, yo, when is the battle? Like, what's going on? Like people are very, very interested in this Cassidy, bro. You know what I mean? Just it is what it is. You know what I mean? But shout out to Cass, shout out to Eazy the Block Captain. Eazy, you know, do your best. You know what I mean? Cassidy, do your best. We know what we Eazy do. And this will be good too, right? Because you got, Eazy was in a situation where he got 2 cancellations. New Jersey Twerk canceled on him, you know, and then Had Ice canceled on him. And I think before that, the last battle he had, one that like Swamp, I think he beat Swamp. I think his second round versus Swamp was real dope. You know what I mean? Shout out to that. And I think he won the battle between him and Swamp. You know, so we'll see. Like he gets a chance to give his fans like a show. You know what I'm saying? And let them see him get back in the ring. And then Cassidy hasn't been in the ring in years. You know, it'll be dope to see him back in the ring. And, you know, I want to hear the interviews after the battle. You know what I mean? Like who won. But yeah, I'm your boy thinking about popping out to see this one. I don't know. Clone, Get your tickets. Bad news, your boy might be there. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. I'm out. Come and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. I'm just a blogger. Wait a minute. Before I get out of here, can we get some baby bottles for Chess in the chat? I'm sorry. Get mad. Thug life. Throw up emojis in the chat, please. Can we get a couple of those, please? You know what I mean? Because this is just ridiculous now. You know what I mean? But shout out to them. If you don't like the intro, remember, like when you first start, go ahead and fast forward the first 12 minutes. But we have to hold people accountable for all of this throwing up. You know what I mean? All this stuff that they've been doing, stealing rocks in the chat, all that. They got to be held accountable. Nobody else is doing it. You know what I mean? So I don't care what their stands are saying. You know what I mean? Oh, the intro. Oh, you got to keep doing the intro. Yes! Thug life. The intro is here. You know what I mean? So just fast forward it if you don't like it. You know what I mean? But you can't make me stop. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. I'm out. Come and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Also, hit the like button. Hype the video. You got hype points. Hype the video. You know what I'm saying? Talk to YouTube and all that. You know what I'm saying? Hype the video. Don't be giving these people all the hype points. You just giving me the likes. You know what I'm saying?